Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. I received an enormous box today full of guns from Sportsman Gun Centre, and I couldn't do it on camera because there were too many in the box. But this is the CZ600 and it is in the MDT chassis and it's the grey version in 308. So let's have a look. Now I've reviewed quite a lot of the 600s in different stock formats. The action will be fundamentally similar, I'm sure, with different barrels, different chassis or stock options. And here we are. Look at that. That is very nice, isn't it? Now you'll have seen quite a few of these MDT chassis in various other rifle formats and types. I reviewed several of them here, there and everywhere, but let's have a look and see what comes with it, because we will no doubt have, well hopefully we'll have a bolt. Now this one's in 308, I've also seen it on the website in 6mm Creedmoor, but we'll see what other variants and calibers it arrives in, because of course CZ are very dynamic and reactive and they can have all sorts of different barrels put on them for the mass production process. So we've got a bolt cocking tool, an Allen key, and here's the bolt itself. So I'm just going to put that to one side and get rid of this box. So we've got a little bit of space to manoeuvre. I will just say there's a nice instruction manual there. CZ sticker, these are quite nice. And the manual, there's another CZ barrel sticker there. CZ manuals are very comprehensive. So it's a 6-lug bolt, 60-degree lift, and it's a control face on the bolt as well. And there's a nice little pin on the front, if I remember correctly, that actually pretensions the cartridge on the bolt face to stop it slipping clean. But you do get super smooth sort of semi-control feed action. So I just need to re-familiarise myself with how these work. So 60-degree lift there, and you can just feel that little pin on the back and front, just on a little bit of a spring there, which I've noted on a few of the 4 reviews I've done. I'll put a playlist on this for all the 4 reviews so you can see a lot of the 600 range already. And that gives me nice, slow, smooth bolt operation. What can I tell you then? Right, let's start off. Let's do a few initial details and measurements on it. We have got a 610mm 24-inch barrel. We're going to get good velocity from that. That looks to be probably a 22mm diameter. I'll confirm that when I do the full review on this with some shooting as well. It's an M18 thread. That's going to be getting a moderator on it. You might want to put a muzzle brake on it. If you're a PRS shooter, you will. And we've got a recessed crown on there. So fully free floating in the chassis. We've got loads of stiffness, rigidity on that chassis. It's got M-lock rail on the sides, and we've got an Arca rail on the underside as well. Give that tape. Let's do overall length while we're actually looking at it overall. Overall length, now we've got a load of stock spacers in here, so I'll cover length of pull in a second. Overall length is 24¼ inches, which is 1125mm. Length of pull is 14 inches, which is 358mm. And you can see here, we've got a load of stock spacers on that, which they'll fit down through the back. There's 2 bolts on the back, so you'll be able to take those in and out as you desire and require. Just looking at overall weight on the rifle, let's have a look and see what we've got here. Just set that up into grams. Zero it, probably balances about there. And we've got an overall weight of 5,200, 5.2 kilos, and that's £11, 11 ounces for those who prefer imperial units. Right, moving, let's go back. AICS compatible 10-round magazine, that's super duper. Those are very reliable, they last forever, and you've got an ambidextrous release on the front of the trigger guard there. There is a barricade stop too, and we've got a Picatinny rail which is part of the action. It doesn't say whether there's any inclination on that. I suspect it's probably a 0 inclination rail, which generally speaking I prefer, because you can start adding more, but it's hard to take some off if you need some off. The trigger, let's tell you about the trigger. These triggers are adjustable. There's a screw in here so you can adjust those on 4 weight settings. And we've got, oh yeah, that's light. And that's a very crisp trigger pull. Let's weigh it, see what it weighs. Pop these into action. Wait for it to warm up. Put it in grams first. That's breaking at 477 grams, which is £1. That is going to appeal to a lot of people. Let's just try that again. £1, 4.6 ounces, 584 grams. Yeah, it's very light, so it's, you know, quite tricky to give it a very, very gentle pull for consistency. But that's that, and I don't think you have any problem because that will be on the lightest setting, and there are 3 heavier settings on it. Grip is AR-15 compatible, and it's rubberized, the one that's supplied. The throat, the grip there, and let's have a little look at the reach to the trigger blade from the throat. That is approximately 74 millimeters. It's not the longest, not as long as sort of a sporting rifle, but in terms of a PRS rifle and things with a vertical pistol grip like this, it's what is desired by people in general. And it does give you, it's a nice spacing actually. I can get a good 90-degree feel onto the trigger from that. And I certainly think that's going to be enjoyable to shoot. Safety catch is on the side here. It is ambidextrous, so we've got fire and safe on there. The bolt handle's got, it's quite a nice bolt handle. It's straight out, it's recessed there, and it's not too fiddly or too fussy, and it's just, I think that's going to operate quickly. I'm just going to try and deliberately, I can just about deliberately jam that if I deliberately push it away. But essentially, that is on a brand new rifle, how fast that bolt is going to work. And importantly, when you're shooting one of these things, you want the littlest amount of disturbance to the rifle possible when you're operating the bolt. Now in terms of the finish on this, we've got the grey Cerakote. I like the grey Cerakote. It stands out a bit from boring black, but it's not too bling or flashy. We've got some thumb rests here for actually getting onto the trigger if you want to shoot from that position, or you can shoot thumb wrapped. I tend to shoot thumb wrapped, but you know, each to their own. The trigger guard's very spacious. You've got loads of room for a glove on if it is cold, but then again, this is a sort of precision competition rifle. You might not be using it in freezing temperatures, but each to their own. And there's an adjustable cheek piece here. So if I undo those little screws there, that will pop up and I can lock that in position. It's not windage adjustable or laterally adjustable. Pop that in there, probably lock it about there before we try it, and I'll be scoping this up and getting it with bipod and shooting it off a barricade, shooting it from a tripod, things like that, give it a bit of a trial. Obviously AR-15 back end on it, so it's all AR-15 compatible. We've got here another M-lock slot there, so you could put a monopod on that if you wanted. That is polymer actually at the back there. We've got an aluminium tube here though, and of course you've got a good butt hook there, so you can lock it into your shoulder when you're going for that really fast bolt operation. I do like that concept. And of course you've got plenty of space there if you are using a supporting rear hand or a bag ride of some description. So we'll do the full review on this when we've been out and shot it. I'll test it with a few different types of ammunition, shoot it on paper, get a feel for how it's working in the field. The Arca rail is going to make it versatile because I've got some nice tripod sticks. It'll go straight on in that, or I may even get an Arca bipod for it if I speak nicely to a few people I know. Right, I hope you've enjoyed that quick first look, first impressions of this rifle. The CZ600 range has certainly impressed me so far. They usually come with an accuracy guarantee on them. The Sporters are 1 MOA. This one I suspect is a 0.75 MOA guarantee on it, and I think it'll probably meet that quite easily because the Czech cold hammer forged barrels are pretty consistent and reliable. It's a nice smooth black finish on the outside. The actions work well. The AICS magazine will rarely ever be a problem, and that bolt system, which I can just pop open using the button there, although I can't with the bolt with the cheek piece up, pop that down, just pop that bolt open. These bolts are slick, they're smooth to operate, they give great feeding, and it's obviously got a nice trigger on it, which I can try the different weight settings on, but I think I'll probably go up a little bit because at 500 grams, it's a little bit lighter than I prefer. I do like to be able to position my finger and get a good feel for it. But there we go. Right, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell and keep track of the regular uploads. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.